Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Chatting Comics, brought to you by Space Chimp Comics. I have with me here today the co-founder of Space Chimp Comics, my father, award-winning journalist John A. Torres.
Hey, Dan.
What's going on, Pops? How you doing?
This is awesome. This is a reality, and
Yeah.
it's hard to believe that this has come true.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We have somewhat professional equipment here in the studio.
Right?
A
ring light, at least, right?
Yeah, we have a ring light, exactly. Not an O light like I called it earlier. We have a tripod with all types of cool magnetic mounts.
Right.
You were in here yesterday organizing and getting some new books on the
right, because this is not a green screen behind me.
Right. Those are actual CGC slabs.
Right, they're actual slabs. Some of my collection, and just wanted to show them off. I'm not sure what they can see here, but obviously we get this guy right here.
Yeah, hopefully that's showing up in the video for you guys. That's the issue #1 of our comic Tales from Toxic Pond. That's our holographic Tales from the Crypt homage variant cover, and that was successfully funded back in December on Kickstarter.
And issue 2, I always call them episodes for some reason.
A lot of people do that.
One of my artists also calls them episodes.
Really?
Goes, when am I going to start working on episode 4? I'm like, well, they're issues. But, right. I appreciate the excitement.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So issue 1 is out.
Right.
Issue 2 is done. It's already funded on Kickstarter, fully funded, although we could still use a little more help with it.
For sure.
But that'll be printed in April.
Yeah, so the Kickstarter will be finished up around early April. Takes a couple weeks for the funds to be released, and then we send the book over to the printer, and then we get the books back in about 10 to 14 days.
I'm so excited.
I know, me too.
Do you want to tell the folks just a little teaser about what your issue's about?
Yeah, so issue 1, Tales from Toxic Pond, basically is somewhat autobiographical about a fishing hole that we used to frequent in upstate New York that we always called Toxic Pond.
Right.
And it's basically a story of regret, a ghost story of sorts, kind of like if Field of Dreams were shot at a small fishing hole in upstate New York. It's about a man who is disillusioned with the loss of his father, regrets not going back to the fishing hole with him, one more time to go fishing, and does so. And through the magic and mystery and the supernatural element that is Toxic Pond, he's able to kind of live out this last wish that he's always had.
Anything can happen at Toxic Pond.
Yeah, exactly.
And it do.
Yeah.
So just real quick, and look, every episode of the podcast, YouTube channel, series, I'm just gonna, and not to worry, every episode is not going to be just us talking about our own comic. We're going to be chatting all comic book stuff. You guys are going to really enjoy this, I hope. But it's our first issue, and so I just want to tell people where Toxic Pond came from.
Sure.
You alluded to it. We used to live in Fishkill, New York. It's about an hour and a half north of New York City. Kill means creek in Dutch, so don't get all over us.
Yeah, Pedo, leave us alone.
We're not killing fish, so it's like Fish Creek. But there was a pond that I discovered, and I can't remember how I discovered it, who showed it to me, but it was behind an old abandoned either Ames or Jamesway store. We don't really agree on that. I think it was Ames. You think it was Jamesway?
No, I think it was Kmart, but I think you're right. His mom also said that it was Ames.
Ames, okay.
Yeah.
And you walk back, and there was this beautiful giant pond filled with large bass. And in fact, we'll have to show them the bass that I caught there my last day ever fishing in Toxic Pond.
Yes, yeah.
But we had noticed a pipe that was leading into the pond. I'm sure it was just like rainwater or like stormwater.
Right.
But we jokingly said it's like toxic because it's like Toxic Pond.
Oh yeah. I mean, as a kid, I always expected to catch two-headed fish or some sort of craziness in the pond there.
Do you remember the creepiest thing about the area back there?
No.
There were steps and concrete steps and railings that used to lead to a swimming pool.
Really?
An abandoned swimming pool that used to be the town of Fishkill's swimming pool.
Oh, wow.
And I think the story went that somebody drowned or something in the 60s and they shut it down.
Don't steal that. That is an upcoming premise for an issue of Tales from Toxic Pond.
Oh, which I haven't read yet, so I didn't know that. So
no,
issue 2 is done, like I said, and so that one I'm just going to tease. It's called Haruki's Typewriter. And it's based on a 10-minute play that I wrote last year, actually 2 years ago. It's based on my favorite author, one of my favorite authors, Haruki Murakami. And what happens if his typewriter goes missing? And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it's a great story. I had a lot of fun lettering it. We have some great covers. Arenga Deva Surendra, who worked on the 25th anniversary cover of
You've
300.
practiced his name, haven't you?
I have, because I've written it enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just call him Auranga D.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people do, but yeah, Deva Surendra, I think is how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Arenga, if you're out there listening, please feel free to leave a comment below and
And
correct
that's
me.
the cover there. I don't know if like people can see it or not.
If not, I will make sure to add
here.
it to the video there for us.
Yeah.
That's it right there. It's a really cool like negative color variant cover. It's available on the Kickstarter. We still have about 8 or 9 days left on the Kickstarter. Like you said, we have reached our goal.
Yep.
But it's the only way to really guarantee that you receive a copy of the book. We're going to have all types of cool limited edition collectibles that you're not really going to be able to get anywhere else, like magnets and stickers and poly bags and collectible pins, and we'll sign the book for you if you want our scribbles on the cover and all that good stuff. So,
and hopefully if we do have a few extra copies and you're watching this after the Kickstarter ends, just go to spacechimcomics.com and we'll have every back issue that's available and every and every cover that's available still, along with some pretty cool swag. We have some t-shirts, some hoodies. This is a whole we're gonna like bomb you people with this stuff.
Yeah, we're going to be blasting you with our brand. We have coffee mugs, we have trucker hats, 2 different hoodies, physical and digital variants for the comic book, signed and unsigned options. So spacechimcomics.com.
So just before we leave, Dan, what prompted you to like start doing this?
I've just always loved comic books. I think growing up with you, I remember being a small kid and going to like Dragon's Den in Poughkeepsie, New York.
Yep.
As a kid, I really wasn't super interested in the stories. I was more interested in the artwork. So Spider-Man, Batman, Spawn, fell in love with it. Fell in love with the TV shows, the action figures, and just naturally felt like a really cool thing to do. I've always loved comics.
When you were growing up, when you were real little and just starting to get into comics, that was like the golden age of Image.
Oh yeah.
Because Pitt, Max, and Spawn were all.
Yeah, I mean all those guys. Rob Liefeld's book, Jim Lee's book, Todd McFarlane's book, all those, Savage Dragon. I mean all those books were huge in the early '90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that love of comics is the key, and I think we're going to be talking about that. I think in episode 2, not issue 2, episode 2.
Episode 2
of Chatting Comics.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified for any new videos coming out. I'm Dan.
I'm John.
And we're
Chatting Comics. Sorry, let's do it again.
I'm Dan.
And I'm John.
And
we're Sorry. And we're Chatting Comics.
And we're Chatting Comics. And we're Chatting Comics.
And we've been Chatting Comics?
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. I'm Dan.
And I'm John.
And we've been Chatting Comics. All right.